Let me take this opportunity to congratulate the President and his deputy for being elected to lead this country, and also to congratulate you and the Speaker for being elected to preside over the affairs of this august House. Madam Speaker, may I also take this opportunity to thank the great people of Sigowet's own constituency for seeing it fit that I come back to Parliament. I represented them in the 11th Parliament. I got to stay out of Parliament for 5 years, and I think the thought that comes into my mind is that to consider is a good thing, and to reconsider is even a better thing. I want to thank them most sincerely from the 4 wards of Sigowet's own constituency, that is Kaplela Artet, Soliat, Sigowet, and Soin. I promise, Madam Speaker, that I'll serve them diligently as per the oath of office which I took. Madam Speaker, coming to the subject matter of our debate today, I want to thank the President for his exposition of the process of transforming this country as per his agenda. My colleagues have alluded to the fact that the speech is short. To me, Madam Speaker, the 52 paragraphs were fittingly short. We will be able to get more details, of course, in the legislative proposals, in the policy interventions, in the regulations, so that we can be able to give the President the support he needs to be able to transform this country. Madam Speaker, my colleagues have spoken on quite a number of issues, and I would not like to go into them. But in brief, I want to thank the President for the decision that he has taken to reduce the debt in this country. The fact that the President says within 3 years we should be having surplus in this country is quite good, and I want to commend him for that. It is, of course, dangerous for a country to have the kind of spiraling debt which we've been witnessing in this country in the last few years. Madam Speaker, on the issue of savings, the many tourists that come into this country, they are ordinary people. They are not necessarily the rich people from the countries they come from. But the culture of savings in those countries has been improved to the extent that even the lower income people would be able to go for tourism in other parts of the world. We want to impress upon our people to make sure that for whatever they earn, there's a bit of which they will put aside for savings. Madam Speaker, there is the reform on the education sector in this country. CBC had very, very good strategic intent, but the burden that it has given to our pupils, the burden that it has given to our parents, Madam Speaker, requires that that system of education be reformed without, of course, losing the strategic intent which made us change from the 844 system to the CBC system. Madam Speaker, the President talked about water for all, and I want to say it is a good thing that we need to have water. My constituency, much as people may think Kericho is green and raining throughout, I come from the most marginal part of Kericho, and we need water so that at least our people can be able to do irrigation, our people can be able to have domestic water for domestic use. Madam Speaker, something that the President touched on is the NGCDF. Madam Speaker, this kitty has been very transformational. If you compare the kind of development that we see in our counties, the county governments get more money than us in CDF. But when you look around all our counties, you will see that there are more projects funded by CDF and less projects funded by the county governments, even though they have more money. I want to request my colleagues that when it comes to that day that we will discuss the NGCDF, let's all be available. And let's not shy from the fact that we as representatives of the people do perform important roles in development, even if it means constitutional amendment, entrenching the CDF in the constitution of this country. We should not shy away, and we need to do that. Madam Speaker, in the 2010 constitution, the people of this country created 2 houses, the Senate and the National Assembly. They did not opt for the House of Commons and the House of Lords as in the United Kingdom. They did not go for the House of Representatives and the Congress as in the United States of America. They opted for a Senate with distinct responsibilities and opted for the National Assembly with distinct responsibilities as per Article 94, 95, and 96 of the Constitution. We should not, Madam Speaker, as leaders entrusted with leadership in this country, engage ourselves in tough wars that do not help the people of our nation. If it comes to a situation where we need to support the Senate so that they can be able to perform their oversight role, it is my submission, Madam Speaker, that we will have to do that. The Senate and the National Assembly is a brotherhood created by the people of this country to be able to serve them better. There is no lower house, there is no upper house. It's just a brotherhood of two houses separated by a passage, and that is what the people of this country decided to go for. Madam Speaker, the issue of subsidies. In all economies in this world, the better intervention is to provide subsidies at the production level, not at the consumption level. And I want to thank the President for that bold decision. We cannot subsidize consumption, we need to subsidize production. And as we do that, Madam Speaker, it is not just the issue of cheap fertilizer. We need to go beyond that so that we can give our people better seeds. We can give our people drought-resistant seeds. We can give our people the kind of technology they require that will improve agricultural production and productivity in this country. Madam Speaker, we are still basically an agricultural country. And if we were to grow, if we were to industrialize, if we were to improve the economy of this country, the fact of the matter is that the base of that improvement is agriculture. And all interventions that we must do in agriculture, even including irrigation, we need to do as a country, Madam Speaker, so that we can have enough food and have enough food for export. Madam Speaker, we should also be bold enough to remove the cartels and the busybodies that have occupied the value chain in this country, such that the farmer who moils and toils on a daily basis in this country is one very disadvantaged person, while those in the value chain are rich and the sweat from the farmer has got no benefit. Madam Speaker, we would wish that at the time when we're discussing all those interventions which have been proposed by the President, we should be able to give our ideas. Finally, Madam Speaker, as a student of communication, I was taught that people lose interest when you speak beyond 7 minutes. People start losing interest. And the speech by the President was a good 30 minutes. I want to say that speech was long enough to draw us to what we need to do as the legislature so that we can take this country forward. Madam Speaker, in agreement with what I've just said, I want to end my speech there and say thank you very much for giving me this opportunity so that also somebody else can be able to get the extra 2 minutes which I've donated to be able to speak on this important subject matter. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you, Member. I just want to let honorable members know that I have been informed and I have noted the challenges that some of the members have had with their cards. Member for Kangema, member for Jomvu constituency, and member for Moiben constituency. I am informed that it shall be addressed, and therefore they shall get an opportunity in the